Hey everybody, how's it going? We're back for some more Immortality here. Without Ix, I'm gonna be player one. I've got a choice between Baron and Memnon. I don't know if I've played Baron in Immortality yet. I have played Memnon. But you know what? I'm going Memnon. I'm going Memnon. I think Memnon will be fun here as player one if I get lucky with the ring and an experimentation. I could hit round one interstellar shipping, which would be fantastic. Hey Jadao, guten Abend to you. Thanks for the Prime sub. I'm seeing it now. Is this the one that didn't show up last time? Anyway, I appreciate that a lot. 5 months of the subscription is awesome. Hello, YouTube channel, who says, thanks for making your previous live stream on demand. Been packing away at it and digesting all the new bits. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was the idea with that one. You know, always the first live stream of the new game or expansion stays up there. It's the day one video. I didn't get the ring. I didn't get it. Wow. Kind of awkward, but I'm gonna do this. We'll get the Haga Basin anyway, because if I pick up this spice or this Solari, then I might still be able to sell Melange and get Swordmaster, but it's gonna be tough because other people are gonna have the opportunity. Obviously Beast has one spice, but I'm preventing him from going Haga Basin, sell Melange round one, which Beast really likes to do. So that is good. And I have 2 daggers to back this up, so there's a decent chance that I get some Solari here. Yeah, sorry, I haven't shown any of the cards in the row. Thank you for the reminder there, Jadao. Gene Manipulation, Scout, Stilgar, Reverend Mother Mohayim, and Scout. And then here we've got Contaminator and Face Dancer in the Tleilaxu row. Contaminator is a pretty good one to pick up early because you can get some progress on the Tleilaxu track going, and I'll be the first to reveal unless somebody decides to early reveal, so that's kind of nice for me. So yeah, here we've got a game of Immortality. Classic Immortality, and we are playing to 11. I think I'm always going to choose play to 11 with Immortality. I just think it's more fun to have more time to use the cards. Now, I don't really want to draw... I've got so many cards I want to play next round, but I'm going to go Carthag here. Huh. The thing is, I kind of would rather get second than first in a crazy way. But you know what? No, let's go for it here. 2 Solari is still good enough. If I can sell Melange, that's enough for Swordmaster. So I might as well try to get the influence here. Now, obviously, there's no rush to unlock interstellar shipping because there is no interstellar shipping here. So it's not as big of a deal to get that early influence as it is in Rise of Ix. It can still be handy in terms of unlocking Siege Tabor, but of course it's not as pressing. Okay, does Paul want a Hardy Warriors? There's probably not. Early Mentat for Paul. Okay, perhaps trying to pick up one of these big cards in the row. I'm not going to Atomics this. It's nice, but, you know, there's just as good of a chance I reveal something even better for somebody. So I'm definitely going to take the Contaminator here. I think that's a good thing to pick up early. And I'll grab a Liaison as well. Okay, Beast looking like he's going to be getting very close to 7 Solari here. What was just picked up? The Face Dancer was picked up by Leto. Nice card, obviously. And Paul does pick up Stilgar, okay. Missionara Protectiva. I get the win. I think I'll go with Freeman here. And nobody else has enough spice to go to Selmelange. This is great news for me. So, yeah, it's going to be Selmelange, Swordmaster, then one of Seek Allies or Diplomacy, depending on what the row looks like. Probably the Diplomacy, so I can save the Seek Allies for later. So this is a nice start here on Memnon. Not because he's Memnon, it just happened to work out that I was able to get the Haga Basin plus Solari out of the conflict. It's one of the nice starts you can get in the classic board. In other words, the non-Ix board, where, you know, one of the best ways to get your Swordmaster is picking up some early spice and then selling it. Fadi Elriachi, Beast will Swordmaster before me. Yeah, you know what? It's a good point. If he's able to get to wealth, but he's not. If he can get to Selmelange, I mean, he probably can. That's a good point. Yeah, he can definitely get to Selmelange here. All right, well, I mean, secure contract. Yeah. All right, well, it looks like round 3 Swordmaster then, so it's okay. If that's the case, maybe it's worth picking up even more spice to sell so that I'm closer to a High Council seat at the same time. Like, I could send my ring to Imperial Basin, pick up 2 more spice, then I could sell and get 10. That would leave me 1 Solari short of getting the High Council seat. I'd have to skip the Diplomacy to make that play, though. I don't want to skip playing the Diplomacy, I don't think. So I have to choose between playing the Experimentation or the Ring. It's a little bit funny. You know what? I am going to do this. I want to sell a bunch of Melange here. So I'm going to skip the Diplomacy play, which is questionable. However, that extra Solari could end up going to the Bribery in a pinch. It's not a great maneuver. Now, if Beast really wanted to, he could skip Swordmaster and, like, just screw everyone else's plans up, but it's not worth doing that to yourself. Hey, Fadi Elriachi. Hey, Dark Lemon. Ix Immo 11. This is not Ix. No Ix this time. Paul hits secrets. Okay, I've got the soundboard working, it seems. Now, I could theoretically wait and sell Melange next round instead. I could maybe, but I have to get lucky with my draws. Do I want to gamble it? I mean, I could also conspire, but that kind of defeats the purpose of what I was just doing. You know what? I'm going to gamble it here. I'm going to get some water, move on up that track. I'm not going to play the experimentation, which is, I think, fine. And I have to hope that I get a combination of spice trade and land threat access next round. I think there's a good chance it happens, but it could not happen, and I'll be sad. Hey, Aircav. Hey, William Bosch. William/Jadao. YouTube is a little bit behind Twitch. That's interesting. I think that might be because I'm streaming in higher resolution on YouTube now. And it means that you can't... I think it increases the latency a little bit with the chat. Or maybe with the stream. In general. So it's a bit of a trade-off. Hopefully it's not too much of a delay. Aircav, do I have a preference with Immortality X or not? I'm not sure yet. It's too early for me to say. I like both. I think the answer is I like both. But, as for a preference, yeah, I really don't know. Okay, Paul blows up the row. Some interesting stuff. I'm going to have 3 persuasion here, so I could either go for the Benny Tlaylock's lab for some specimens or this corrupt smuggler. I think I would take that just because it can go to guild, and you know that's a good thing to be able to do. Especially, I could, you know what? Maybe I go for the Death Commando because trashing could be. I think trashing is a bigger deal with Immortality because you're potentially adding a lot of stuff. So I'm quite tempted by that. It's early enough. I don't have any good cards in my deck, really. I mean, I have that... You know what? Let's try this. It also has the Freeman Bond. I like the Corrupt Smuggler, I think, because of the guild agent icon. But I'm not going to be able to graft it, at least for a while. So I think this makes some sense. You know, I've got a couple of Freeman cards already, so I might get the swords in a pinch. Get the trashing happening a little bit early. It also is another card that has spice trade access, which I need. I need to hit Summerland next round. Hey, thanks for the sub, Yago. Hey, Fierce 007. Yes, it's our man Memnon here. Honestly, I think part of the reason, it's not like the biggest part by any means, but the way the leaders work with the different expansions is also part of what makes them interesting and different. So Memnon, okay, I did it. Memnon is much better in the context of the classic board rather than the Ix board. Like, yes, his ring giving spice can help you with text, and sometimes that's cool. But his spice, I think, is more valuable actually in the base game because it can help you with Cell Melange, and it helps you with Selective Breeding, Hayliner, and Conspire, which are, I would say, at least Hayliner is more important in base game than it is with Ix. The other ones... Conspire is probably better in Ix, honestly, because you don't have Cell Melange. Okay, so let's experiment over here. I'm going to sell everything. We shall research and, yeah, I'm going to take the Scarab here. Weird that you have to come and click on it. Hopefully they change that. It's sort of an unnecessary thing. But I think it makes sense to go... probably it almost always probably makes sense to go this way. Unless this is going to help you pick up like a really important card. But particularly because I have this Contaminator, I want to try to race along this track, I think. Hey, Iago says, man, I'm in love with this game. Didn't know there was a PC version so perfect. Now I can play it as much as I want to. Discovered this PC port through your videos. Yeah. Well, happy to have you, Iago. Welcome to the channel. And it is very exciting. I mean, that's what all of us love about this is, you know, I think it's interesting. I think there's a mix. Like, I think a lot of people, you know, love the board game and then, you know, come to the computer game from that. But I think there's actually a sizable chunk of people who have never played the board game. Let me know in the chat if you're one of those people, or just let me know either way. Are you a board game first person, or are you a digital first person? I mean, which one did you play first? Okay, so round 3 Swordmaster, not bad. Dark Lemon board game first. William. Okay, you never played the board game. It was past the time where you regularly played board games. Yep. Dorian, board game first. Alito picks up a whole bunch of spice from the Great Flat. He's now sitting at 5. Yaga, you have the board game with all the expansions, but your friends don't like it very much. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with the board game is not, you know, whether your friends like it, whether you have friends to play board games with at all, or whether you live near your friends who play board games, whether your schedules line up, like all of those things make it hard to get together in person. I have that same problem. I have lots of friends who like board games, but the combination of, are we available at the same time? Are we in the same city? Do we want to play the same board game? Because there are so many board games out there. I think I'm going to hit Wealth and be ready for High Council C. I wonder if I want to pick up Shadout Mapes here for 2. I don't think so. The 1 persuasion on it is a little bit unfortunate, I think. I mean, it would be kind of crazy if it were 2, I think. But it being only 1 at this stage, I don't think I really want to add that to my deck. I don't know. I mean, it would help me with this Freeman Alliance for sure. But I'm thinking this game, as often is the case with Memnon, you know, I'm going to probably want to try to transition into picking up Spice Must Flow. Although that is harder with this research station. Yeah, that is a giant Chris knife. Okay, well, Mapes gets picked up by Paul anyway. Very thematic for him to do that. Beast is trying to get this Freeman Alliance, which I don't really like. Do I want another liaison? I am going to take another liaison here. Like I said, I think it's going to be, you know, trying to get Spice Must Flows later on with Memnon here. So we're gonna pick up some persuasion, and the Freeman Bond, you know, maybe ends up helping get me some swords out of the Death Commando. We'll see. Looks like Human Bing. I recognize that name. I've definitely played with Human Bing before. Dorian says, to be honest, not having Bloodlines online is a bust. Well, it will happen eventually, but they're going through it chronologically. So, you know, Uprising will be the next big thing that they work on, but, you know, that's not going to come out for a long time. And then Bloodlines sometime after that would be, if everything goes well, I believe that is their plan. Okay, so I want to play the Contaminator here. I'm a little bit tempted to try for the Hardy Warriors, because I could maybe get it with the swords here, even though I kind of do want to play that guy for the trash. It would be nice to get a conflict, but it's not going to be easy to do. Yeah, I'm going to go for the water instead. Wouldn't be surprised if Beast ends up hitting Hardy Warriors. This is going to move me along here. Get me an intrigue card. Sleeper Must Awaken. Okay. Okay, now, I think Paul's going to get Swordmaster, so what I can do now, if Beast doesn't go to Hardy Warriors, then I can pick up my High Council seat and take the Freeman Alliance with my connections leader ability. And he goes Imperial Basin. Okay, great. Hey, Wayfarer Visual. What's up, doggies? Yago, talking about Bloodlines, how do you feel it plays with the base game? Well, Yago, if you want a complete answer to that, I have a video on my channel that's all about that exact question. I do a full review of Bloodlines as an expansion for the base game. So I encourage you to check that out when you get a chance. But the basic idea is, I think it's cool, especially the new leaders are really fun. The Sardaukar commanders are interesting. Basically, I think it's fun as a different way to play. Like, if you play the game enough, then it's nice to have variety. For me, anyway, I like to have variety. I like to play the game in different ways. Like, I like to play Classic. I like to play Rise of Ix. I like to play Immortality. I like to play Rise of Ix and Immortality. I like to play Epic. And so I like the variety. And so I think Bloodlines just gives you a different option of how you can play the game. And in the physical game, what's great is you can mix and match things however you like. So you can use the Sardaukar commanders. If you want to, you don't have to use the techs. If you want to use the techs, you can do that. You don't have to use the commanders. If you want to use the leaders without the other stuff, if you want to use some of the new cards without the other stuff, you can. But, you know, as far as just like, as the expansion goes, like as a whole, it really is more of an Uprising expansion than it is a base game expansion. Jess W. Beast has power play? Oh no. Okay, it's in his discard pile though, so he can't do it right now. So maybe I can reinforce it with the diplomacy. Thanks for that reminder, Jess. That could help. I also, yeah, I have the bribery as well, so I could potentially lock it up later. Okay, I was going to try to pick up more Solari here. That's not going to work. I don't really want to draw right now. I could go for another Intrigue, or I could go for a little bit of Spice here. Or I could get a Troop in and maybe get some Spice there. I do want to play this, I think. Although, if I get one Troop in, this will be plus 3 swords. I might be able to sneak something weird here. But probably not. All right, let me do this. I'm just going to pick up a bit more Spice. I'll get rid of a dagger here. And we'll just do that. I am going to be Spice hungry this game. Obviously, the Sleeper Must Awaken. All the other things I'm going to want to do with Spice. Once again, I'm going to be not using the experimentation for research, which is a little bit unfortunate, but there's only so many things you can do, and I really do want to get that trash while I have access to it. And this also gives me the ability to selective breeding for more trash, although, like I said, I think probably it's going to be diplomacy to maybe even still suits again to protect that from a potential power play from Beast. As for my reveal here, I'm going to have 2 specimens, but I don't think I really want this from the tanks thing. I already have the Swordmaster, I already have the High Council. I'm not going to be doing a lot of mentatting this game. I might rally troops once. I mean, I suppose it's kind of interesting to send to Hall of Oratory and get 3 troops, but it's not, it doesn't really fit into what I want here. I want to increase the average persuasion in my deck right now. I don't want to decrease it. Hey, Pumpkin Lamp! What the? What the? Wayfair, am I preferring just using a single expansion or both together? I don't know. I'm enjoying playing it both ways. Good morning, Ship it Holla. Longer stream? I'm not sure. We just kind of started. We'll see how long it goes. Oh, that's kind of interesting. I mean, this is also pretty cool because that's a faction card. But this could help me with researching, and later it could help me with Spice Must Flow. Let's try this guy. I haven't tried him before. Not taking from the tanks. So I'm right here on the research track. I haven't done a ton of researching so far. That is such a great card if you can graft it. It's like my favorite thing to Gola. If you Gola this, it's completely insane. It's like a sort of like a on-demand Chome directorship. This card is cool too. I like these things that have, you know, that are related to the influence. It's one of the things that I think is cool about Uprising, at least conceptually. I really haven't played Uprising, but I think it's interesting that they added more kind of faction things. But I like that about some of the expansions. Okay, Beast picks up Keys to Power. Also, the art on that is just awesome. That might be one of my favorite images in the game. All right, so Beast ends up being first over here, picking up some spice. Ship it Hall, have I tested the observer mode? I did test it a little bit yesterday. But just briefly. Aircraft, most of the artwork is based on the Denis movie. Well, a lot of it is. Anything with the characters and stuff and some of the, yeah, the fashion and whatever, which, you know, in my view is unfortunate. I wish it weren't. But the art is honestly kind of hit or miss in this game. A lot of it is great, and some of it I feel like is, there's some that are a little bit not so great. Like this card that Lito just picked up, this thing, I feel like their faces are a little bit weird. There's something a bit just off about that to me. Okay. Yeah, I've got to protect this from Beast's potential. Well, he doesn't have the power play yet, but I still need to do it. So I'm just going to go and get more water. The Hardy Warriors is tempting, but I still don't think I would win the conflict. So we'll just pile up some water. We'll keep moving up this track. And there we go. So this could be a selective breeding now, which would be interesting. This spice is also tempting. 6 persuasion. I mean, it's not going to stay at 6 persuasion. Yeah, William, you're right. What we really need with the observer mode is to be able to switch perspectives between players in the game. You can watch it from one person's perspective. Now, do we know if multiple people can spectate the same person? Like, let's say Shipit Hala is in a game and 3 of us are on his friends list. Can all 3 of us observe Shipit Hala's game? You think so? Now the only issue with the diplomacy here is I don't have anything in my discard pile to trash. I mean, I can trash the dagger out of my hand, which is okay. Beast goes to selective breeding. He doesn't have the Emperor influence, so he doesn't get spice. Okay, so the selective breeding play is not going to happen. Fine. I was gonna say wealth. I might consider wealth. I could research. Or I could pick up spice. I mean, I need spice. I'm gonna need spice this game. Research would move me up here. Hardy Warriors at this point could work. Maybe. I mean, the thing is, Paul could still just go to one of these spots and throw in 3 troops. He could get in a total of 4. I probably can't. My best is 3. So I'm not sure about the Hardy Warriors play. If I had combat intrigues, I'd be more tempted. Just to lock up the alliance. I mean, it's a fair point because I won't be able to protect it next round. Okay, let's do that. You convinced me. And then we'll see. I suppose I still have the option to deploy more if I really want to with my next agent. Alternatively, I could go for a Hall of Oratory and go for one of these 6-cost cards. Wayfarer Visual, not a big fan of Family Atomics. Yeah, same here. I'm not a big fan of the Family Atomics. That's my least favorite part of Immortality, for sure. Yeah, because Aircap says, so is Kwisatz Haderach just going to be nuked every game now? Well, you're going to see Kwisatz Haderach a lot more often. Whether or not people are able to pick it up is another question. People might defensively get rid of it, which is perhaps a good move and perhaps not a great move. But I'm just not a big fan of it. Like, I like the Imperium row is what it is this game. Let's deal with it. I like the way each game is different based on the Imperium row that you get, And I'm just not a big fan of it just like constantly getting reset. For multiple reasons. I mean, whatever. We'll see how my thoughts evolve with it. It's not like a deal breaker by any means, and it can be fun. But it's not really my thing, I don't think. Okay, Paul goes to research station. I might pick up this spice. I mean, yeah, I think so. Yeah, Stan, I mean, we talked about it before. We just have different preferences that way, which is fine. I don't think it's worth worrying about those cards too much. So like what happens when it's all low cards? That's fine. I have no problem with that. That's part of the game. It's part of the strategy of the game. It's fairly rare that, you know, it's just full of scouts that everyone refuses to buy. Every once in a while that can happen. And when that happens, fine. That's the game you're in. And then how do you move from there? It creates more variety between games. That's why I prefer without atomics. Or at least, again, I'm not sure. I'm still open to maybe developing a taste for it. But as far as like how can you possibly play without family atomics, what happens if the row gets stagnant, it's just not at all a concern for me. Okay, so right now in the game, we've got Dortor on Leto at 4 points, Human Bing on Beast with 5, Zodgilla on Paul with 2, me Bludgeon with 3, and do I want a chair dog? Would that do anything? It's potentially interesting with the researcher, but kind of... It's not really good with any of my other stuff, so I think I'm going to skip the chair dog here. And do I want a Smuggler's Thopter? No. Do I want another Death Commando? You know what? I will take another Death Commando. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm going Death Commandos this game. Hey, Jacob Champin. Welcome. Hey, Left Candy. Left Candy, do I ever suspect stream sniping? You know, I'm sure it happens sometimes because, you know, people definitely do recognize me in the game. But I'm not always streaming when I'm in game, but I mean, often I am. So it could happen, but there's really nothing I can do. I can hope people don't do it, but there's no way to prevent it. So it's either just accept that it might happen or don't stream. Those are my two options. So. And so, you know, if I were playing in a tournament, like when I played in the Grand Vision tournament recently, I didn't stream those games. I recorded them and I put them up later. So if it's ever like important, then I don't stream it. But for regular ranked games, it doesn't matter enough. Interesting that people let Paul get away with this with 2 troops. So, like, I theoretically could have taken this, which would have been really nice, but Whatever. Get some water and some Solari, which is not a bad thing. All right. Well, I'll be looking to do a little bit more trashing. I could maybe Mentat. Actually, an Arakeen potentially could be good as well. Lido with the selective breeding. So I'm going to have 4 of these specimens if I don't, depending on what I do with the experimentations, that is. This preview is a little bit tricky. Maybe, am I going to be able to pick this up? Possibly. It depends on what Beast has. He looks like he has one of his experimentations in hand, so he's going to be able to reveal before me and pick that up if he wants to. Yeah. I mean, I could potentially do an early reveal. Hey, 5-5. It's another Dune time. That's right. All right, I think I'm going to do this. Let's see what we get. Okay, it's a convincing argument. So I might end up early revealing here. Let me trash a dagger. I don't think I'm interested in deploying here. So yeah, I don't have like a lot of really exciting stuff to do this round. And so I think perhaps an early reveal for a Spice Must Flow and the Stitched Horror could be my best play. Because Beast is probably going to take that otherwise. And this is a pretty good card. This can get me, you know, I'm about to reshuffle. I've trashed some cards in my deck. This could, even more trashing, maybe. I could end up with quite a concentrated deck. You know, we're playing to 11. We're on round 6. I'm not sure how many more rounds we've got, but I'd say we probably have at least 2. But the main thing here is the Scarabs. So, I mean, I'm one away from this point. Am I going to get all the way to the end? Maybe, maybe not, but this would give me a chance to do that. Also, the other, I mean, it's great even without that. Choose 2 of those 4 awesome things. Water, that's good. Troop, that's good. Trash, that's sometimes great. Scarab, usually good. So the flexibility there, the flexible power of that card is pretty wild. I still have this bribery. I'm missing all of my faction points here because I put it all into Freeman. I don't think I'll be taking this. Okay, so I'm going to go for this early reveal here. Going to take a Spice Must Flow. Going to take a Stitched Horror. And that's going to be it. I feel like that was better than whatever else I had going on here. You know, I could have gone to Siege Tabor, picked up an extra troop in a water. That would have been good. I could have maybe played my experimentation to secure contract just for the research. That would have been fine. But meh. Let's just get a victory point and a card that will possibly lead to good stuff later. This is coming up, so this is going to help me move up the research track. But yeah, my faction is definitely the weak point of my deck right now. I have diplomacy and contamination, and that is it. So you can see I'm really struggling with these points, and that's going to be the theme of the game, unfortunately. I mean, maybe I get this influence if I don't really need this scarab if I ever get that far ahead. Consider going through the middle for the specimens here. Skipping this scarab. Yeah, I don't know. Aircap, it's funny how untouched Fold Space is without Ix. Yeah, that's the reason that I really like Space Travel, for example, without Ix, is it's an incredible card when you can send it to Fold Space reliably. Okay, this guy helps advance along the Tleilaxi track big time. What did Beast end up doing? Did he just... reclaimed forces, yeah. Maybe he would have done that anyway. Paul gets a spice must flow. Okay, so I've got the spice ready for a Hayliner. I have the diplomacy. It's not 2 victory points, but this is a point, at least, for me. And denies a point from somebody else. So I'll probably go ahead and Hayliner this. Maybe send the Stitched Horror as well for an extra troop. William, Fold Space is still not bad. Yeah, you're right. It's not. It's just, it's lower priority than it is in Ix. But it is still a good space to go to for the faction influence. And that part is even more important without Ix because you don't have the free faction coming out of the shipping track. There was like a couple of rounds ago, I was really thinking about going to Fold Space, but I ended up just locking up that Freeman Alliance instead. Yeah, this is my only chance to hit Hayliner basically for the rest of the game. So it's now or never, basically. And it's only, if I get it, it's 1 point for me, but it's also minus 1 point for somebody else. I mean, I might still lose. Beast has a giant garrison here. But I'm going to give it a shot. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to take a troop and a scarab here. The trash. It's not a good time for the trash. I've got water. You want me to graft with this guy instead? Why is that? Oh, because that guy can go to cities? That's a good point. Do I have time to undo that? Oh, this is... Okay, it's too slow to undo. Whatever. I mean, picking up Haga Basin here wouldn't be a terrible thing if I can. Beast goes to fold space. Hardy warriors from Paul with the Stilgar. That's a little bit concerning. Okay, but he only puts in one. That makes me feel good. Okay, let me go to Haga Basin, I think. And then... I mean, there's also potentially Mentat, potentially Arakeen. But I really do want that spice, I think. So I'm going to do that. Let's go here. And I'm going to take this because that's going to let me get another scarab out of the this thing. Dortor gets the Emperor's Alliance on Leto. Score now 6-7-5-5. I don't need more beetles. I need this bump at the bottom. Yeah, maybe so. It's a good point. Yeah, navigating this research track is really, it's interesting. It's a lot to kind of plan for and process. The balancing of this thing and all of the things. Leto is coming up here, which is a little bit concerning, so I'm probably going to play the liaison to Carthag if I can. Get myself another intrigue card, put another troop in. What did he do there? Oh, he got the long reach. What was the deploy? Long reach to Arakeen. Okay, yeah. I mean, why would he do that unless he was looking to take this conflict, so... Okay, Beast reaches the end of the track. I think it's this. I mean, I could Mentat, but I think I would just want to do this. Oh, hello. That could come in real handy here. We'll see. Leto uses Know Their Ways to get some water. Does he want to pick up this spice, I guess? Yes, he does. I'm even wondering, now that I have this in hand, like if I don't need to use it this round, do I actually take troops from the reclaimed forces and maybe try to get something out of this next round? For Humanity goes to Beast. Beast known for his humanitarianism. That's how he gets the name Beast. They call him Beast Raban because he loves humanity. Yeah, I do need to burn an intrigue. I'm still a bit confused about Leto doing this, though. I don't know. But I guess I have to do it just in case. Okay, so I could just take the Emperor point because I'm probably not going to want to visit the Emperor. But if I want to try to get an alliance, I'm just going to take the Emperor point. I think that makes sense. Okay. This is interesting to me. I mean, I think I take the Scarab here. That is going to get me another intrigue card, but I can burn one of them in combat if I have to. The guild card on top, I mean, it could work if, you know, if the game goes long enough, it could work. But I don't know if, you know, I've got 10 cards in my deck right now. Okay, I'm going to burn the tiebreaker. You know, it's unfortunate because the tiebreaker could end up mattering, but we're going to get rid of it. Wait, I thought Leto had already passed. Okay, I guess no, because that's the thing, is if I passed and then Leto passed, it would be over. So I kind of had to do it right there. If I wanted to empty out my intrigue card, which I did. I don't want to lose either of these to a secrets play. Okay. If I take Guild, I could potentially get that alliance. On the other hand, if I take Bene Gesserit, it's easy for me to get that point. Well, it's not easy, actually. I'm a little bit far from that, so I think I just take the Bene Gesserit here. All right. Battle for Carthag. Well, the good news, I mean, I can get my victory point. Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, if it were any other intrigue, I would have been happy with my play, honestly, because I knew this was going to be coming up. And that was kind of the one scarab that I was counting on getting. But I have 2 cards with beetles in my deck, William. Yeah, well, one of them is not coming up again for a while, though. So my thinking was like, this could be the final round, potentially. And I want to make sure I'm able to get that point before the game is over, and it was a little bit too far to get this one. So I was counting on getting this one eventually. I wasn't counting on getting the intrigue card one. What can I do here? Yeah, research is blocked, unfortunately. The one Solari could have been Mentat, yeah. Yeah, well, I think I might just go... get more spice, or I might just go to Arakeen and see what else we can find here. Could also Carthag. Well, let's just get Arakeen. Let's see what we do. Okay. You know, it might even be... I could also go secure contract, rally troops. But it's probably not going to be good enough. I mean, I could also get spice on the off chance that I draw my diplomacy as my 5th card next round. I could try that. And I could trash one of the cards in my deck to make it more likely. Throw atomics and look for Jessica. That's another option, I suppose. 6 spice on reveal, that's true. But there's also this to consider. Carthag with Recon. I mean, it's a decent play. Okay, let's do it. I can burn this, obviously. Come on, man. Oh my god. This game really wanted me to, like, it really wanted me to feel bad about not listening to you guys about the scarabs. Chat is like, you've got enough scarabs. I'm like, I'm not sure I do. You know, I really want to make sure. Scarab, scarab, scarab. I don't feel bad about my decision there. I think at the time it wasn't a terrible idea. I agree that it might have been better to go this way. To go towards this influence. I do agree that perhaps I should have done that, but I still think it was reasonable for me to want to make sure I was able to get a scarab because I had this one coming up and I needed another one. And it was potentially going to be a while before I got another one. Or no, I guess it, yeah. Anyways. As it turned out, what was like an arguable if 50-50 or maybe even 60-40, depending on how you want to think about it, certainly it turned out that the other way would have definitely been better. There's no question about that. Anyway, I'm hoping to get some spice out of this. I don't know if I will, but I have the 3 swords here. Maybe I can get, you know, 3rd place here. Missing 1 cube to guarantee Hayliner access. What do you mean? Okay. Oh, putting this guy on top. Yeah. Right. But I can't afford it because I bought a scarab. All right. Well, I'm going to put 1 more troop into the conflict here to try to get that spice. And maybe an intrigue card, which is fine. I'll be first player next round. Yeah, the thing about putting the cards on top of the deck, that's still something I haven't internalized. You know, now that I'm here, any cards I get from the Tleilaxu row go on top of the deck. It hadn't even occurred to me until you just said that. It's something I still have to get used to. It would be nice, honestly, if... I mean, they have the genetic marker up here, which is cool. It'd be kind of cool if they showed it, like, right next to the cards or something, just to have a clearer reminder of that. Burn the Shadowy Bargain. I don't have to burn it. I'll be the first player next round, so even if I get 4 intrigues, I'll have time to burn it then if I have to. Is this good? Yeah, I don't have a graft card coming up, though. I might draw one with research, maybe. I mean, I have 2 graft cards in the deck. It's possible. But I don't want to do that. Because the thing is, if I put this on top of my deck, then I definitely won't draw a graph card right away. So I think I'll just hold off. Hey, Salah du temps. Buy a scarab. I mean, they are nice. They're shiny. Do I take a blank slate? No. You would have to come up with a graft card to get me to Hayliner, which is unlikely to get both of them, so I don't think so. The sister, maybe. Yeah. I'm going to say no. The Spice Smugglers. Yeah, I mean, actually, that could have been a decent plan to get that final point. However, it's like competing with Spice for this also, potentially. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll have enough Spice to go around. So maybe I should have taken it. Beast reveals for 8. Okay, so Lito's certainly winning this, getting to 9. So yeah, we're definitely going to another round. Paul buys, I assume Spice Must Flow. Does he want a Kwisatz Haderach for some reason? It's a little bit late. He's thinking about it. Advances on the Tleilaxu track. Yeah, I can maybe get that guild influence from here. Paul double cross. Is he going to double cross me? He is. That son of a bitch. Do I Allied Armada? Gruesome sacrifice. What about now? Still not quite. If he like plays a staged incident or something, that'd be great. Come on, Leto. Stage an incident. Try it. Nah. Yeah, if Paul hadn't bumped me down. Okay. Well, it's going to be a research. I guess I have to send the commando because I want to maintain my persuasion. The swords are interesting, but I don't have troops anyway. The beast is poised in the tall grass. I think he's probably getting ready to hit Hayliner. Well, I don't know if he can. All of his faction cards are in his discard pile, I think. Oh, he still had one. Hey, Curry, board game first for you. All right, let's do this with this. Wait, that's not the one I want. Hold on. There we go. And, just get rid of that in case somebody can sneak to secrets. So, yeah, it's going to be 11 points. What could I get from Mentat? Nothing really. I could lose Spice Must Flow is what I could get from Mentat. Hey, Heldenklage! If I Arakeen, I might get the Spice Must Flow and blow it. 1 in 8 chance of blowing it. So Beast definitely set up for decisive victory here. Arakeen gone. What would I be hoping for with the Arakeen play? Hoping I could somehow steal the conflict? I guess it would technically be possible. With the Fanakin Death Commando, maybe. This is not happening. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So, yeah. I mean, I guess I can block this in case somebody else is really desperate for it. I don't Hold on, somebody has Test of Humanity. Well, I could always discard a troop from the conflict, even if that happens. So, that's okay. I don't believe Reverend... There was a Reverend Mother, I think, in the row, but I'm pretty sure it got exploded. I don't think anybody actually has it. Is this thing just like reloading or what's going on? ARM, has Chom directorship shown up yet? I can't remember if it has or not. That's the thing with atomics, is it's just like, it's hard to remember what was or wasn't there. I might as well. Yeah, I might as well. Because it would unlock the plans within plans, which would be amazing. So we'll see. All right. Oh. Not quite. Not quite. William Bosch, Chom directorship would give me 2 points instead of 1 compared to Spice Must Flow. Occupation, I think, can be an interesting card, but it's no good at this point. I haven't played with it much, but just looking at it, I mean, it's nice. It takes you to a lot of different spaces. You get 3 troops when you buy it. Draw a card. You can turn anything into a combat space. It's a little bit weird, though. Like, you can't send it to rally troops, unfortunately. But, I mean, it does give you troops. So, like, the next time, potentially, you use it, you know, you can send it to the Emperor's space and put the troops in directly. If you're playing with Ix, you know, you can send it to shipping, put those troops in. Alright, well, we'll see if I can get second place against Leto here. I don't know if he has any end games or what. I guess I'll use this and see if I can find a different intrigue card. I mean, I guess I was going to get an intrigue card anyway, but whatever. I'll get the spice back if I win the conflict versus Paul, so whatever. Water of Life, Air Cav, I couldn't use it. Can't use that in the conflict. Oh, Leto coming in with the intrigues. All right. Well, it's still good I played it, I guess, so I can get at least an intrigue here that might end up mattering. Oh, Paul stages an incident. Okay. Let's see what we get from the final intrigue. Corner of the market, I guess, would be worth 1 for me. Potentially. Not sure what everyone else has for Spice Must Flows. 14 points for Beast. All right. Yeah, the end game plans within plans is a little sad. All right, well, we get second place here. Machine culture. No text. Good game by Human Bing with 14 points. Domination with the Beast. I come in second here. Not terrible. Memnon making it happen a little bit here. And good game by Dortor and Zod Gilla. 14, 11, 10, 9. I mean, it was a close game. It was a fun game.